Hi, this is Jack Westman for ESCAnews.com here in Paris, France for the Electronic Sports World Cup 2014. ESWC 2014 is one of the most international Counter-Strike tournaments we've ever seen. There are teams here from Japan, China, South Africa, Brazil, everywhere. But joining me first and foremost is Nathan NBK Schmidt from one of the local French teams, LDLC. Nathan, it's been at least 2 months since I last saw you. How's life? How's it going?
Life is great at the moment. Having fun out of the game, having fun in the game. Yeah, just living a good life at the moment.
Right. No complaints in that case.
Nope.
And so you're back here in Paris for another ESWC tournament. How many have you been to so far?
That's my 4th ESWC tournament. 1 back in Counter-Strike Source, and 2 on CSGO. And I've been in the final 3 times, so let's make it 4.
Okay, so you've been, but you haven't won, right?
I won once. I'm back in Counter-Strike Source.
Oh, Counter-Strike Source.
That was a long time ago.
Right, the first one, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this being a French tournament, I know tournaments vary around the world, right? You get some that are really noisy. This isn't exactly quiet. You get some that run behind schedule. Is it nice to be playing in Paris at ESWC? Does this feel like your tournament to win this year?
Well, it feels good to have one of the biggest tournaments, most international tournament, as you said.
Yeah.
Having it in France and like being on your home soil, it always gives you an edge. You don't even know why, but you just feel better. And regarding the organization, I think it's a very, very big place, and it's just like FACEIT last week. They are in a whole game show, and I think it makes it hard for everyone to work and put the pieces together. So there's definitely room for improvement, but it's still okay.
Okay. Well, before we talk about FACEIT, the last time I spoke to you, you were on Team Titan, right?
Yes.
Back in
Yes.
Cologne or so. A lot's changed in the last 2 months. It seemed like, Titan took some LDLC players, LDLC took some Titan players, a few kind of slipped away, all kind of got mixed up. Was there any bad blood after those team changes, or is it just, a fact of life when you play Counter-Strike that these things happen?
No, I think all the changes had to be made at that point, and I don't think anybody is regretting what happened. And right now, we're all happy with our teams. We have a big rivalry. Some things weren't made in the best way, but let's call it business. So
yeah.
In the end, everyone is happy while playing, and that's the most important part.
Could you see yourself playing with the Titan guys again in future?
Well, that's something extremely hard to say, because I never played with Maniac, Cuddy, and I played once with Apex, and it ended up pretty bad. So that's a tough question to answer. Okay.
We'll move quickly on.
We'll move.
Okay, so you mentioned the rivalry just there, and
Yes.
it has been a bit of a rivalry. You've kind of jostled in the positions. You came second to them at DreamHack Stockholm, and you came 3rd, 4th at FACEIT, though they weren't there, right?
Yes.
Do you feel as though Titan are getting the better hand of you guys at the moment, or do you just need time to get your game together?
I'm just looking at the results and where people are at, and basically what happened so far. We obviously ended up second to them at DreamHack Stockholm, where they outplayed everyone and surprised everyone. Then came SLTV, I think that was the next round, and they ended up 3rd, and we won the tournament.
Yeah.
Then FACEIT, they didn't manage to qualify, and we're there. ESWC, well, they won against us in a French final, and we're soon to be playing the Worlds as well. And we are qualified for Fragment Masters, and they also didn't qualify. So that's the only thing I'm looking at. I'm not looking at who is winning against who. Obviously it matters, because it's a matter of fact. It's a result. But in the end, what matters is the top places finish in major tournaments, and at the moment we've got the better end of that.
Okay, so you're playing exclusively to win, basically.
Well, it's good to win the ESWC France. It's better to win the ESWC World.
True. Yeah. Okay, that's a good way of looking at it, I guess.
That's the way I look at it. So I'm not saying we didn't try to win or we shouldn't have won. I mean, we didn't win anyways.
Yeah.
But they won against us fair and square. Nothing to say about that. But what I'm looking at is, in the end, the results.
Okay, well, forgetting about Titan a little bit. So last weekend was FACEIT, of course, the tournament down in Milan.
Yes.
You guys came 3rd to 4th, knocked out by iBuyPower, right?
Yep.
And it didn't seem like you were happy with the result. It seemed like things weren't going quite well. There's a video of you going around YouTube destroying a headset, a perfectly innocent headset. Again, are these just things that happen when you get a new group of players together? What went wrong in Milan for you guys?
Yes, on the first end, we lack of experience altogether, and we have a team that have many individualities, and we need to work all that communication and working together. That's going to be the most important part, and in the long term, we need to work on that to be able to achieve big goals. On the second hand, we had a lot of frustration because, as I said, we are a lot counting on communication, and we lack of that experience together. And in Milan, we basically couldn't speak to each other within our through our headsets,
right,
because we couldn't hear each other.
Right.
We couldn't at all, and we couldn't also hear the game. So they were just pushing us, and we got surprised every single time. So iBuyPower deserved the win 100%, and that was just that was good experience for us to be a part of this tournament.
So Milan Games Week is almost as noisy as Paris Games Week.
It was. Well, the thing, the problem was that we had speakers with the loudest stage towards us, not any other way, and that was the loudest tournament I've ever been at. But I'm sure the FACEIT guys are definitely going to pick it up, and that was just a venue issue, it's not the FACEIT problem. So yeah, it's fine. That was just frustration.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll forget about the headset that you got torn to pieces. Okay, I'm aware it's 10 a.m. in the morning. This is the first interview of the day for you and me, probably. I will let you go very soon. I have a couple of questions about this event before we do that.
Sure.
So, you've just finished your first game against Game God Virtual Impact.
Yes.
The Indian team. Seemed like things went pretty smoothly for you guys. It was 16-0. You started CT side of Inferno.
Yes.
Perfect start to the tournament.
Well, yes. I mean, we just entered the game. We wanted to show strong because, we were pretty shaky yesterday at ESWC France, and we just came in willing to take as many rounds as possible, and because in such a tough group, round average is probably going to matter, and that's the best start you can ever do in a tournament. So we're happy with it.
And just talking about your group, so you've got Cloud9,
yes,
VP, this is Group B. You've also got the Portuguese team, Alien Tech, the Indians. So there's a lot of international teams in there. Does it feel like Cloud9 and Virtus.pro are your only real threats out of that group?
Well, they are going to be the main threats, obviously, because there are no names and they are obviously excellent teams. I think people are underestimating Planet Key.
Right.
I think they're a very, very strong team. They're very annoying to play against because they have very strong players. They have good mindsets and a good game plan. So that there's actually 3 very good teams we have to compete against. And Alien Tech, I didn't have the chance to see them. I think they ended up 2nd in ESWC Portugal.
I don't remember. Yeah.
I think so. I think Kick ended up 1st. So we're not going to underestimate them, but I think they're not top tier teams such as Cloud9, Virtus.pro, and Planet Key. So we're going to watch out. We're going to be careful about those games, but obviously we're going to focus mainly on those 3 teams.
As you said just before, every round matters when you have 6 teams in a group and only the top 2 go through.
Yep.
Every single round is important. Do you ever forget about that while you're playing? Because it's easy to get caught up in the game, and maybe you lose 5 rounds in a row, and you think, oh, it's okay, they're not a great team, we'll come back. Or are you always thinking, shit, we should be beating these guys far more? Well,
it actually depends, obviously, on at which stage of the tournament we are at. That's very important to enter strong in a tournament and build confidence around your games, and that's what we're trying to do. And we're just not forgetting it because it's the World Cup. We need to show strong and to pass the groups at least. It would be very bad for our side if we don't do that. So our plan is just to win as much as possible, and if we cannot win, just grab as many rounds as possible.
Right. Okay, Nathan, I will let you go there. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to speak to you. And best of luck throughout the rest of the day. I know you've got 4 more games to go.
Yeah,
right?
4 more games.
Yeah. So for everybody at ESCAnews.com and ESCA.net, stay tuned for full coverage here in Paris, France for the Electronic Sports World Cup 2014.